Hi guys, good morning. It's Darren from Jace Media, and this morning, or this evening rather, we're in conversation with Australian powerhouse female lead vocalist of Hellz. Good morning, Lisa. How are you?
I'm great, Darren. How are you going? And hi, everybody out there.
Listen, first of all, how is husband?
Oh, good. Getting better.
Fantastic.
Getting better.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's been a fun week.
Yes.
I think Mercury must be in retrograde or something. Everything's been a bit jumbled in the last couple of days.
Yeah, listen, Lisa, it happens. I suffered a double heart attack 5 years ago. So, you know, it's one of these things where, yeah, your life gets turned upside down, but I wish him a speedy recovery.
Thank you.
And I hope that he gets on well. Probably gets a lot of nagging from you, so that'll help him along.
That's a lot of stress. I put him through a lot of stress.
Listen, but I think he'll realise it's worth it.
Yeah, he does. He does. I mean, when I come home with new tattoos that I don't tell him about and stuff, though, it's, you know.
These are things that happen. These are things that happen. That's probably why he loves you, because he thinks you're giving him a little surprise that he didn't know he was going to get. His wife with a new tattoo. He's thinking, okay. Yeah. So, how is life treating you?
Yeah, good. It's winter here. It's not really warm. It's more warm around everywhere else in the world at the moment.
Yeah, that's
COVID's
true.
a bit difficult. Makes life a bit hard.
Yeah.
This year was supposed to be such a great year, but it's turned into a reassessing year.
Yeah, you had lots of festivals and stuff arranged, you know, and it's hard. You know, my son lives in Melbourne, and he says, you know, Dad, it's amazing. You know, we were out of lockdown, and now we're in lockdown, and there's no jobs, and you know, and I'm thinking, just stick in there. You know, a couple of weeks' time will be the summer, then you know you can get yourself back out there. But it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, it must be hard for you guys as well. You know, you spent so much time in the studio, perfecting the EP, and you can't take it anywhere.
Yeah, well, see, at the moment, we're all working in different places in the world as well. I mean, Gorka Allegra, he's in Spain. Tolo Gramalt, guitars and bass, that is, and they're both in Spain. You've got me here in Australia.
Yeah.
I was working with some boys in the US. We've stopped working together now. It's just with the boys in Spain now and Europe, because we seem to be doing really well over there at the moment, and I love it. I love that.
Do you know, I think, you know, when I contacted you a few weeks back about, you know, covering the single, and you know, as a media company, we like to, you know, get new bands out there and kind of push them out there. You know, and the response did the single, and we copied on the video, and I think it was viewed about 1,470 times, 1,480 times. You know, for people just thinking, who's this? You know, it's a different sound. You know, it's a different look, and you go on and check it out. You know, and us as a media company, we get between 80 and 100,000 hits every month. So people will, you know, people from all over the world. We share it in Australia, we share it in America. You know, we go down to Brazil. So you know, you'll be when this video will be out tomorrow morning, and everyone will see it, and everyone will know who you are, and obviously what you're all about. You know. So was it fun to make the record? Did you have a good time? Was it a lot of hard work?
Yeah, absolutely love it. Love recording. I've worked out how to set myself up now from home, and I do all my vocals now myself at home, and send them overseas, where I co-write with Gorka and whoever else I'm working with at the time.
Yeah.
That single was close to my heart because it was about all the things pretty much that get in your way, and they take a part of you, and basically it's about going back and fighting for that bit of you back. You know, you don't let them walk away with your soul. You know.
Yeah, I noticed that when you do some of your posts and stuff, you know, you get lots of people sometimes trying to put you down and, you know, saying some stupid things. But I think you're absolutely right. I think you just have to, you know, put yourself out there, and you know, this is me. This is what I'm all about. You know, your image and how you present yourself is what makes you who you are, and it's what sells the band. You know, and apart from that, you know, the music You know, that when I heard Control of the Unholy for the first time, you know, you kind of sit there, and what I do is I kind of sit back in my chair, grab a glass of red wine, and just sort of, and then I do a playthrough, and I go, wow, that's really good, and then I crank it up, and then I start to do my review on it, you know, and I was totally blown away, because obviously, everyone knows about your octave range, which is off the scale, but I think combined with everything else that's in the track itself, you know, when you start off with, you know, with the spoken lyric to kind of take us into the track, and then the pounding snare, and then the gritty guitar that just comes off, and then your vocals come in. It's just amazing. You know, and I know that's had lots and lots of airplay. It's had lots of hits.
Yeah, it just keeps going and going, that one. It starts small and it just keeps growing and growing and growing, that song. You've got to, even the last sentence of the song is a whole new twist. That's why I like the song. It really just goes different. And there's a lot of music out there, and you can kind of see where it's going to go. You can say, oh, I could see it's going to go that way. But with that one, it kind of goes, boom, boom.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know, but I must say, though, there is a lot of music in Australia. There's lots of heavy metal that's coming out of Australia. I've certainly reviewed a lot. You know, people like Wicked Smile, people like Ocean Alley, people like the Owen Guns, Ashen Moon. There's lots and lots of stuff coming out of Australia. You know, there's lots of good raw energy, that, you know, that different vibes and things like that, which is really pleasant, because sometimes, you know, the home of heavy metal with AC/DC, obviously, but you don't really seem to hear a lot of music coming out of it, and then bam, you get loads of stuff, you know, and people coming out promoting their new single. So it must be quite refreshing for you as well, that you have a bit of stiff competition, should I say?
Yeah. There's quite a bit out there, isn't there? But it's I like my niche where I'm sitting, and I'm right on that edge of hard rock and metal. It's kind of like that little pocket in between, so we can keep it still a little bit more commercial, so it's friendly to play on the radios. And because at the end of the day, I want everyone to get that earworm stuck in their head, you know, that song.
Of course you do.
And that's, it's about the hook, and I love writing hooks. That's what I'm good at that. And
of course. So what's the plans? Sorry, for the record, EP, album? Is it in the works? Are we there?
Yeah, definitely. I've written as well about. I think we've got about, I can't remember how many out this year. About 8 this year. A couple were officially out. I've got some other things on the Spotify and iTunes. People look up Hellz that they can see. But definitely there is an album. There's more than enough music for an album. I'm about to head back into the studio this week and start recording again on the next lot of music. I think we've been releasing one song every month for the last few months. So
obviously, your Bitch Ran Away has sort of gained fantastic airplay. It's, you know, it's got number one in the iTunes chart. You know, it's a real catchy little beast of a track, and that seems to have gained lots of momentum.
Yeah, I think if somebody was to ask me which one out of every single song that you've brought out has been you the most, I think that's the one. That Bitch Ran Away is just 100% me. You get my soul in that one.
Yeah, you're laid back.
I love that song.
Which is good though, because I think that sometimes when you put a song out there that kind of reminds you of you, people get to understand what Lisa Perry is all about, you know, and the kind of person she is, and that's always good, because there's no dressing it up, there's no commerciality about it. It's just you standing on the front.
It's raw,
you know, and I think a lot of people like that, and I think they really do. So what's happening with your custom guitar? Is it built yet? Are we in the zone?
I was looking at my guitar today. Olympus Custom Guitars, here in Sydney. They're a Greek company, and oh my gosh, this guitar is the signature model guitar. It's the JL Signature Olympus, and it's got a new body shape. A lot. It's it's
you can't say enough about it, Lisa.
I'm losing my breath. I'm getting excited.
you carry on. I mean, I think the nice thing about that is that they kind of make guitars for one-off people. which
Yeah, well,
obviously
see,
is a
that's what
nice.
they do. Yeah, I think they've made guitars for Orianthi,
Yeah,
Richie Sambora. There's a few major big artists that
yeah,
they've
yeah, yeah.
actually built guitars for, and there's nothing like an Olympus guitar. And I say that truthfully and honestly. It's the sound. I can't wait because Nick Silver pickups.
Yeah.
It's got the works.
You don't have a big bag of money beside you, Lisa, do you, endorsing this
No,
guitar?
yeah, no. I wish I had a big bag of money, and if I did, I've already spent it before I get it on promotion. And
Yeah, listen, that's I think that's what women like to do, just spend the money, and I think that's important. Go and spend it and just do what you've got to do. Fantastic.
I'm different. I'll buy audio and mixers and
Yeah, well, you don't, and another one, you don't have to buy coffee, or you don't have to buy a microphone.
no, yes,
So this is the
Rode
endorsement code.
microphones.
Yes. So
Yeah, I
you've
got that
taken
today.
delivery
My
of that,
first
yeah.
delivery, yeah, of that. My first delivery of my Rode endorsement came today. I do sing on an NT2A already in the studio, which is a flawless mic, but
Yeah.
I got an NT2 1 with my signature on it today. They put my signature on it and made it
Sure,
custom. It's
you've made
beautiful.
it. You've made it. My goodness,
Yeah.
you've got a custom guitar. You have a signature microphone. Life is good.
It's good, yeah, it's good. And at the end of the day, when things like that are happening, it makes it all a bit more real, because especially in this year, it's hard to grasp some of that reality that's happening because we're all locked up and everything's different. When something like that happens, it's like, this is really happening, and
I think
yeah,
sometimes it's a nice little surprise, that kind of if you're
yeah, it
working
is.
towards something and you get something dropping through the letterbox or from the delivery guy and you think, wow. And I think with it having your name on it also kind of makes it
Oh,
more of
yeah,
the hard work is paying off because people believe in what you're all about,
yeah,
and you as an artist will sell. And it's quite nice when you see people being interviewed on TV and things like this, and they're in the studio and they've got their road mic, and you think, yeah, they're making it, they've got there. And I think for you, your years of hard slog are now paying off, when you have your own microphone and stuff, which is pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. No, it's humbling. It makes me realize, yeah, what all the hard work is paying off.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
what's your plans for possibly next year? Are you still waiting on seeing where we are with quarantine, or do you have anything in the diary for next year?
At the moment, we're waiting on restrictions to be lifted in borders security so we can get through to different countries. But if all goes to plan, I do hope to be getting some touring under my belt by next summer, US and UK.
Yes.
US was originally my plan, but in the last 3 months, the UK has just gone boom. And yeah, and we've also got South America, Argentina, and there's quite a few places I need to visit now.
Yeah, but I think that's good though. That the good thing and the bad thing about COVID is that yes, plans have been put on hold by 6 months, but I think that by the time it's over, when you have your new EP or your new LP ready, you're
Yeah,
ready to go out there and just unleash it. And people,
that's right.
they've had to wait for 6 months, but I think that for you guys, the wait is worth it because you're able to
Yep.
play live shows, every couple of days, and just unleash hell.
And can you imagine how great those live shows are going to be when we all get out there again? It's going to be
Absolutely.
amazing. It's going to be the best time to be an artist, I reckon, out there doing it. It's going
Yeah,
to be wild.
absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's just going to be, everybody will think this, all of the Christmases have come at once, because I think that every day, probably from when lockdown finishes and people come back to music, there'll be a gig on every single day. Every
There'll be a
single
new
artist.
love and appreciation for music. It'll be massive. It will be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's a strange time, and the nice thing for guys like myself who review music all day long, it's nice that we can just pop in your CD or your MP3. Yeah, I'm going to listen to a bit of Hellz today. So it's good for us, but it's frustrating for you guys, who you've sat in the studio for all those months, and then you're thinking, I've got all these piles of CDs, can't do anything with them because do you know what I mean? And that's the hard thing as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It does get like that, you know. It's you have moments where you're like, I've got to get out there. I really want to get out there and perform. But you also realize, well, I realize it's a perfect time to be promoting my name as well. Everyone's at home watching social media and
Yeah.
looking to social media for bands and music right now. So it's a good time to have a captive audience.
Unfortunately, I guess for yourself, it's either an acoustic session because obviously you have other members of your band who are in other parts of the world, but that
Yeah,
seems to be the forum at the moment. You know, let's put on a virtual show, you know,
yeah,
and they're nice, you know, but there's nothing that beats standing in the middle of a hall, turning up the amps, and just, you know, letting it all
yeah.
flood out, you know.
We were going to do a live down in Melbourne in the next 5 weeks' time or 4 weeks' time. But as you know, because you're son, we've had to postpone that now because I'm not even allowed down to Melbourne now. They've shut the borders off between the states because they've got a whole new case
Outbreak.
of
I mean,
COVID
yeah,
going.
yeah. It's just, you know, it's just crazy when you think of something like this has you know crippled the whole world.
Yeah.
You
And you
know,
know, it's for me it feels like everywhere I turn they shut a border. I go, okay, I'll do that then. Boom. No, you won't.
yeah. I mean,
You
I've been
bastards.
I've been in quarantine for 20 weeks.
Yeah.
I've sat at home for
Oh,
20 weeks,
no.
walls, listening to music. Um, yeah, you know, every single day. And for me, this has been my saviour. Listening to music and critiquing music and sending music out and saying to someone, "I've just reviewed your single. There you go." And you know, like
Yeah.
you said, you read it, and you know, and I hope that I did. I hope that I did the song justice with my review, because
Yeah.
people
Beautiful.
sometimes people think, I'm just not feeling what he said, or how did he get that bit? But I think that as a reviewer, you sit there and you just absorb yourself in the music and the
Yeah.
riffs, the pickups and the hooks, and you think,
Yep.
yeah, and you get into it. Sometimes the musician might think, I didn't really feel what he was saying, but I hope that for myself I've done you justice, because
No, good.
oh, I
That's
think so, because
beautiful.
1,500 people liked it, so it must have been about something. We must be doing something right.
No,
But there
I'm
you
glad.
go.
And you know what? Music is so personal as well. It can be personal. So um, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It's as long as they get some kind of journey out of it too. And
Yes.
that's what I want 100%. So it means something when it's like that to you, you know?
I think when you listen to like some lyrics and you say to yourself, wow, I really caught that, what she was trying to
Yeah.
say. If you go and you think, yeah, it was all right, it was just like noisy guitar, some woman shouting, it was all right. But I think that when you go to a gig and you can go, oh, this is my favourite song because it's got this line in it, or it's got this
Yeah.
riff, and I think that makes it more personal because you can relate to what you're trying to do. You know,
Yep.
you could turn around and go, yeah, it was all right. I didn't really feel it. But I think that when you go there and you go, yeah, I can't wait for it to play this because it's just going to blow my
That's
ears off. Do you know? And I think that's what it's all
when
about.
and that's what when I actually get a song and I'm listening to it and I think, all right, I've got to write something to this, especially Bitch Right Away. I'm in this very spot where I am now, and I'm recording, and I'll end up just letting myself not think. And Bitch Ran Away, I was feeling really silly, and it just come out. Bitch ran away. I went, oh my god, that's it. It's so perfect. And at first I laughed, but then it was just perfect. Like
Yeah, the line is there, and I think sometimes that's what makes it. You have something in your head, and you've got a
yeah.
hum, and then a line comes out, and you think, yeah, that looks like that sounds like a good song to me, you know.
Yeah,
And
and I just go,
obviously,
yeah, Freddie's patting me on the back. He's gone, that's a good one, Luce.
yeah. And I think if someone else hears it and they think, yeah, there's something there, then you know that's always a nice endorsement that someone can recognise what you're trying to put out, you know, what
Yeah,
you're
and
singing about.
yeah, I think I've had a few people say exactly what I thought. It's a song you can imagine yourself just stomping through the crowd and just not caring. And it is. It's one of those songs that just, it's a stomping song.
Yeah, it's definitely a stomper. So this will be on the EP or LP
Yeah.
when it comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, probably LP. Lisa Perry, no.
Yeah.
I was born to be LP.
We'll not give anything away.
Or a long playing record. That's what my teachers used to say in year 4. LP, that means long playing record, because I didn't shut up. And
And it's just carried you on through your career, which is good though. Which is good. It's good. So life is treating you well, so.
Yeah, up and down. I mean, everything seems to be going to plan. Not that I plan very much. I just have one thing, that this is happening and I'm not stopping until I'm in front of a massive audience. But you know, the power of manifesting things by thinking, that so you know is great.
When are you going into the studio on your own? Are you taking musicians with you to lay down some stuff?
Yep, so the next songs that we're recording at the moment, I'm working with Tolo Grimalt on the guitar. He was the guitarist in Battalion, and he's working with the Hellz project now. And Gorka Allegra on bass. He's also he's brilliant. He's a producer, he's a writer. He's actually taken some songs that I've written and he's going to rework them, and we're going to redo them as well. So he's got good vision. So we'll see what we come out with, and
I think that's also nice as well. That's nice as well that someone's taking some of your songs and doing a bit of reworking, because they know that there's something there. You know, they could just say no, just leave it. But the fact that they want to do something with it is a nice thing for you as well. That's another one of those pat in the back moments. Because
that's right, and
you know,
it makes you want to work with that person as well. When I first met Gorka was when I came out with my first 2 songs around Christmas, was Sinner and Desire, and I wrote those ones alone. And Gorka just messaged me one day and he says, do you want me to do some bass? Oh, I'd love that. And it's just out of nowhere, just someone really lovely in the industry, and just I want to jump in and help. And I went down to the studio, and I had musicians here in Sydney, Fab Manzini on guitar and those songs. If anyone's around, look up that man. He's a brilliant Joe Satriani type guitarist. And I got everyone together, and my dad played drums on Sinner, because he was, he's an old rock drummer now, and he's amazing. And after that, I said, well, have you got anything, Gorka? And he goes, yeah, here's 2 songs I wrote. So can you do anything with these ones? And out of that, we got Fire to the Sky and Bitch Ran Away. So it just seems to work really well.
Yeah, and it's a good collaboration that you can bounce off of one another.
Yeah.
To I wouldn't say reinvent, but obviously to sort of breathe new life into a track from another perspective, which is quite nice as well.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So listen, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. This will be out tomorrow, the video. So anybody you want to plug, anything you want to plug, get it out now. We'll plug it.
Yeah.
Get it on.
Okay,
get it on video.
Make sure you get onto Hellz Live on YouTube and subscribe to that channel. And make sure if you check out Bitch Ran Away on Facebook, which is www.facebook.com/HellzLive / and go on there and share the music when you see it in the thread and like the page. Also, you can go to www.houseofhellz.com, and merch is available on there, and links to all my social media you can find there.
Anything else? Anything else?
That's it.
No microphone, no guitars, no coffee, nothing. Just put that to the side.
Thank you, Rhodes Microphones. Thank you, Olympus Guitars, and I love your coffee, high voltage coffee.
Fantastic, Lisa. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you.
Thanks, Darren.
We will get this out on tomorrow. I will message you and let you know when it is. If you do get some new music, pass it over to me. I'll be more than happy to review it to you and then get it out there to the world.
Okay, thanks, Darren.
Great. This is Darren from Jace Media saying goodbye to Lisa Perry, all the way over there in Australia. It's been a pleasure, and we will see you soon. Bye.